Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? My name is Anthony Galaviz. Uh, Raiders finally stopped that losing streak that they were on. A four-game losing streak was snapped after a 20-10 victory over the Tennessee Titans from Allegiant Stadium Sunday afternoon. Much needed win, obviously, to snap that streak, the losing streak, after the Raiders started the season 1-0 after a win over the Patriots. Um, if they would have lost to the Titans, man, I wouldn't know where to begin today with this podcast. I think the Raiders, although Titans are struggling themselves, felt that the Raiders were obviously a better team because of the defense. The defense for the Raiders was lights out all over the place from the beginning of the whistle to the end. And it shows in the stats. Devin White had a huge game for the Raiders today. Uh, middle linebacker creating havoc. Like I kind of alluded to, shooting out of a cannon, going after Cam White, and so Cam Ward. It was a off game for Ward in his rookie season. That's what you got to do against a rookie quarterback, make life miserable for him on the field. And that's exactly what happened today for the Raiders, defeating the Titans 20-10. Um, Max Crosby with 2 sacks, double team during the game, but still managed to get 2 sacks. Never wide with the interception. The first takeaway led to a Raiders touchdown. Patrick Graham talked about that during the press conference on, I believe, Thursday. How he was posed a question about what's it going to take for the Raiders to create turnovers, and basically he says, we got to do it, and they did it today with that takeaway. All around great effort by the defense. Defense been playing lights out all season except for the game against the Colts. But I think this defense, there's a lot to build off from this game, and the Raiders came away relatively healthy from this game. Didn't see really anybody leave the game, and so that's good news for the Raiders. Um, Michael Mayer on offense played well, 5 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Having him back was a good sign for the Raiders because it shows that if you have Mayer in there, things look a lot different for the offense. Um, Obviously, you want Brock Bowers back. We'll see if that happens next Sunday when the Raiders play the Chiefs. But the offense, though, still a lot of work to be done there. They put up 20 points, but I thought the defense helped out a lot with that short yardage situation where they did that takeaway, the fumble. I believe it was around the 4 or 5, whatever. It was close to the end zone. You're going to need that for the defense to help the offense because the offense just cannot get going. Although the opening drive at the beginning of the game and second half will look a lot promising for the Raiders on offense. But they got to show that continuously for them to pile up wins. Um, the Raiders are capable of doing that. But the question is, though, continue lingering on as the season goes on, is the offensive line. Ashton Jeanty, he got some yardage today. In fact, he finished 23 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. Although there were some times there where he couldn't get going because the line couldn't hold up and protect him and create a lane for him. We'll see what happens. But all in all, good game for Ashton Jeanty. Geno Smith, 17-23 for 174 yards, touchdown and interception. Thought that he played okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay. Other than an interception where he could have probably just taken a sack there. But it was encouraging to see him not throw many picks like he did in previous games. So he needs to continue this trend for the Raiders to have any success moving forward. Trey Tucker, 5 receptions for 70 yards. He had a solid game again. Trying to think who else here. Jacoby Myers, 4 receptions for 39 yards. So Uh, Obviously, need Brock Bowers back because he gives the Raiders a huge weapon on offense. He could draw defensive players and leave guys like Ashton Jeanty, open in space for the offense to do some of what they need to do. But the offense needs to get going here. There's no secret about that. Um, but the defense, though, just I'm not amazed by the way they played. I figured this is something that wasn't going to happen today, um, and they did. And the Raiders, they're not a bad team really, because there are plays, a play or two here from being 3-3. Let's be honest with each other. Special teams snap food. Oh, special teams! Forgot to mention that. Special teams a lot better today. That's what you want to see. Man, Alex Bachman with her return. Then you got Dillon Lobby. I mean, that's great. And then you got tackles. That's what you need. You can't give up big runs. And the Rays going to be tested next week against the Chiefs because obviously they got a lot of speedsters on that team. And but I thought there was Raiders show a lot of life here on special teams. Special teams is important to have. But this got to continue moving forward. Uh, Carrying this game over to the Chiefs, and then the bye week, and then you come back from the bye week playing against the Jaguars. If the Raiders can manage to win, if the Raiders can manage to win against the Chiefs next week, then we're talking differently here. But for now, it's like they got to build on this game. Like I said, they got the players to do it. On offense and defense, and it's just the thing is, Geno Smith needs to be smart. He needs to play. If he needs to find a way to throw the ball away or take a sack instead of throwing an interception. Cannot have that happen. He can leave it up to AJ Cole to pin him deep, because that's a weapon that you have on special teams, AJ Cole. So all in all, I think that the Raiders have a lot of encouraging signs here. Positive for the first time. I'm not bashing them today. I've been bashing them all season. Tired of bashing them, but that's like I told you guys before. I'm just gonna talk like how I see it, and if something I see good, I'm gonna say it, and I did today. If something bad, I'm gonna criticize what's going on there. But finally, the Raiders stepped a 4-game losing streak, and you Raider Nation can sleep a lot better tonight for the next 6 days before the game next Sunday against the Chiefs. In fact, that's why I'm doing this podcast, because I'm watching Chiefs play against the Detroit Lions. It's a tough one for the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll see what happens in that game. But real quick, before I let you guys go, team stats: Raiders had 16 first downs. Tennessee had 15. But a lot of those, I think Tennessee with those up tempo, some, I wouldn't say blank stats, but it's something they needed to do because they needed to hurry up. See here, Raiders passing yardage. That too. The total net yards though pretty much even, but like I said, the Tennessee Titans just had a probably catch up, and that's why they ended up getting most of those yards. So that those team stats look they don't how you say it. I'm trying to think of the word to say. The game wasn't even close, despite what the team stat says. Let's see here. Turnovers. Tennessee had 3 turnovers, like we mentioned. Defensively, let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Defense. The kick return here. Let's see. Bachman had 3 punt returns for 47 yards, as long as it went 25 yards. He had 1 fair catch. Kick returns. Dillon Lobby had 2 returns for 57 yards, as long as it went for 29 yards. So I think those 2 are going to continue to be the special teams returners for the Raiders. Let's see here. Looking for defense. Crosby 2 sacks. Lalu with a sack. Lalu was pretty good. I thought that the Raiders made a smart move by starting him last year, and he's showing what he could do. the absence of when the Raiders released Christian Wilkins. Remember that guy? I think Lalu and Platu is doing pretty good. Um, being those two role players to come in there and create, some havoc there. See, Crosby with 2 sacks, White one, Lalu with one, Platu with one, and then they also added, let's see, one, two, three, four. They had when I posted, they had team sack one, so I don't see it there anymore. But I'm looking at the mobile. Raiders had one interception. One that was by White. He had a pass deflection and a forced fumble. Fumble recovery by Thomas Booker. I think Thomas Booker is pretty good. That was a good pickup by the Raiders from the Eagles. So all in all, good game by the Raiders. Defensively, offense they had to put up points when they needed to. So they, from that standpoint, uh, that's good for them. Carlson with the 50-yard field goal. Smith with a touchdown pass, a 4-yarder to Michael Mayer. Ashton Jeanty with the 3-yard run, touchdown run. Carlson 29-yard field goal. So that's all the points for the Raiders. But you Raider Nation should be happy about the Raiders picking up a win today. So enjoy it. That's all I have to say today. I'm not going to come on, like I said, talk smack. It was a good win for the Raiders. No way to say it. So hope you guys have a good day. And please hit the subscribe button and like, tell your friends, whatever. I'm at 154 subscribers. I want to get more than that. Trying to get more. I'm not going to try to post every day though because I feel like I don't want to overdo it. So give me some feedback. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll talk again soon or tomorrow, Monday.